Welcome back to Review with You, and we are going to cover another great character in our legendary playlist of characters that are little known but are awesome anyways. Today we're talking about Bova Ayrshire of Earth 616, or otherwise known as Bova the Cow. In Bova's early years, she was drawn in as an evolved cow created by the rogue scientist, the High Evolutionary, as one of his new men. Animals given humanoid form and high intelligence. As one of his very first creations, her purpose was to serve as nursemaid and caretaker to her fellow new men, including his high guard, the Knights of Wundagore. When the pregnant Magda Eisenhart arrived at the evolutionary citadel after fleeing from her husband, Bova served as midwife for the birth of her children, Pietro and Wanda. Fearing her husband may find her, Magda secretly left the castle a short time later, leaving her children behind. Soon afterwards, Bova would again serve as midwife to the World War II era hero, Miss America, whose child was born as a stillborn. Attempting to soften their grief, Bova offered to give her and her husband, the Wizard, Magda's abandoned twins. However, they declined the offer. The children were eventually given to a gypsy couple, the Maximoffs, who lived down the mountain. Bova even raised Jessica Drew after the High Evolutionary left Earth altogether. Some of Bova Ayrshire's aliases include the Old Woman on the Hill and Bessie. Bova was one of the few new men who stayed behind after her creator left for outer space to continue his research, and she began living in a cottage at the base of her mountain home. There, she had a chance to encounter the children she helped bring into the world, now known as the Avengers Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, who had traveled to Transia to battle the dark magician Modred. After severing his bond with the elder god Chthon, Modred reverted to a childlike mental state and was placed in Bova's care. Some time later, Bova was approached by Magneto disguised as a traveler seeking shelter. Goading her for information on his wife and children, he used his powers to send blood to her brain, giving her a stroke which left her paralyzed and Modred to wander off. Quicksilver then took Bova to the inhuman homeworld of Attilan to heal her, where she made a full recovery. Later, Bova became friends with a shepherd named Fedor, who looked after her when she fell ill from a mysterious ailment. When the evolutionary finally returned to Earth, Quicksilver and his wife Crystal took him to be by her side. They learned that Fedor had been infected with a sentient mutant virus named Rackus, who influenced him to poison Bova over a long period and draw the evolutionary out. After destroying her cottage, Rackus was defeated and Bova returned to live with her creator. When the Acolytes attacked and took control of the evolutionary citadel, Bova and several knights fled to New York while their master recovered in a safe location. Looking after Quicksilver's daughter Luna, Bova later joined the rest of the knights in retaking the citadel and defeating the combined forces of the Acolytes and the Man-Beast. When Modred returned to Wundagore Mountain seeking to revive his master Chthon, he slayed all the knights present in the caves beneath, except for Bova, whom he forced to hold the tomb of Darkhold while he recited his incantations. After learning Quicksilver's soul was trapped in the book, Bova distracted Modred enough for the mighty Avengers to stop him and his master, returning Quicksilver back to normal. Every character that we have on here, we always discuss their powers and abilities. Bova doesn't have too many powers and abilities beyond that of the average animal or human on Earth. However, Bova's bovine physiology gives her a very slight degree of enhanced strength, as well as a dense frame, a pair of solid horns on her head, and a ruminant digestive system. And as displayed in the comics, Bova is a master at nursing, including childbirth, childcare, as well as cooking. Because she has the bovine physiology, and despite having minimal combat training, Bova is still said to be able to lift roughly twice her own body weight. Now, there is arguments as to where she is placed chronologically in the High Evolutionary's creations, but Bova is varied to be one of the first. Later in Quicksilver number 9, he actually calls her his second creation after his pet Dalmatian. Being that Bova is one of High Evolutionary's first creations, more than likely Bova would be over 80 years old, most likely aging at a reduced rate. However, after the events with Modred, Bova and the rest of the new men were killed by the High Evolutionary, As he stated, they were never meant to be. Anyways, I hope you folks enjoyed our discussion of an awesome but little known character, Bova Ayrshire. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. We really do appreciate that. Also, leave a comment down below because this is Review with You, and we like to have your opinion on what we do next in our videos. As always, Excelsior, see ya.